Yo, what's the word? Back with another video. In today's video, we're just gonna do a simple back test Monday through Friday to see how the markets would have played out. I do this every week with my VIP because doing this helps you understand what to expect and how the markets are currently moving. But that's enough of me talking. Go ahead and enjoy the video, and I got a surprise for you guys at the end. All right, Smooth. So today we're just gonna back test mob cycle 90-minute cycles because again, that's something I think a lot of people do like the most out of all the strategies we have in here. And just to show you that it still works. So we're not gonna start till 9 a.m. every day. This is the 8:55 candle, so we have our mob cycle low going on, and we will be waiting for a break and retest either above or below. Right, so right now we're still wicking, and kind of just to show the market structure of where we're going. Oh wait, let me grab this. Let me delete this line right there. So we have kind of a bearish look going on as well. So a break and retest like this would be even better, but still being open to the buys as well. So we broke below our cycle low. From here, you can just get in at the retest, right? You're still going to aim for that 1 to 3. At 1 to 2, that's when you want to go break even on your stops if you don't go before that. But at 1 to 2 is when I would recommend it. So 1 to 3 is right here. 1 to 2 is about right there. Boom. So we wait for a retest. We get tagged in right there. And now you're just trying to take the trade. 1 to 2, you're meeting there. Now your stop losses break even. Really no risk. Just keep it there, but there's no risk. And 1 to 3 is hit just like that. You're done by 9:40. Pretty simple. Again, mob cycles are always the best ones. Let's go to the next day. Uh, what's on YMCS right here? Same thing happened though. See, let's go to our timing. Also, I could show y'all. I'll show y'all Asia another time, but next time I think I might just go over Asia. Asia's been pretty good. Or if we have time after this, I'll go over Asia. Um, but cool. We're waiting for our same timing. Mob cycle. We have a mob cycle low right here. Right, waiting for that 9 o'clock. See what happens. Again, looking at structure. We have, let's go, something like this going on. It looks like we're going bearish, but again, you want to look at the mob cycles and let it tell you what we should do next. Because sometimes it'll look one way and it'll be completely opposite. So we're waiting for a break and retest of this area. It's waiting. Boom. So we broke above our mob cycle low right there. And from here, we want to see a retest of this low, break above, and kind of take our TP at 1 to 3. So I'll put my entry right there. Stop loss is about right there. 1 to 3 is about right here. So tags us in the trade right there. Oh, let me delete that one. Let me delete the arrow. Tags us in the trade right here. And the market kind of just floats to our 1 to 3 pretty easily. Actually didn't quite touch it yet. There it goes. So it hits our 1 to 3 pretty easily. Done by 12, which is a little bit later, but your entry did also come at 9:30, which is a little bit later. So that's kind of how that was. Let's go to the next day, 12. And on this one, it was FOMC day, so we're actually gonna wait till 1 o'clock to trade. So that's 8, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, cool. So this FOMC day, we're waiting for um, FOMC to happen. We have our mob cycle low right here that we like. It's a pretty small area, so you might want to extend it by 1. Um, So say I go to right here. 1 to 3 would be about right there. And if we break below, we would want to see something like a short position entries right there. Stop loss, you can send it by 1. And then 1 to 3 would be right. Boom, right there. All right, cool. So we wait to see what happens. We break above, obviously, so we can delete this. And this is about an hour before FOMC, but sometimes what happens is we'll get in here and we'll just kind of stay in here. FOMC comes out, boom. Or we won't get in there at all. FOMC comes out, see something like that. So we're waiting on one of those scenarios for FOMC to happen. Keep kind of waiting. Market's going. Time is this 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Cool. So entry still going to be here. FOMC is the next candle. It tags us in right at FOMC time, and the market just ran from there. That one candle, this is like a 1 minute candle too. If I go to the 1 minute, within 1 minute, like it got you a 1 to 5. So it should have been a pretty quick win on FOMC taking this trade. But yeah, let's go into the next day. We have it's Thursday. We're gonna wait till our timing, our 9 o'clock. So just kind of skipping ahead. Cool. So here we are. We have our mob cycle high right here. Boom. See what happens. So the market either breaks above or below. Right now we're just getting wicks. Did it break? No, it didn't break below. It's also still just a wick. I see what's going on. Nothing is breaking anything for real. So this one we broke below, right? You could look for now a short at this level, aiming for your 1 to 3. See what happens. What time is this? So one thing about this, when you're this close to the next cycle starting, go ahead and delete this. You just wait for the next cycle. That's gonna save you a lot of headache. So we're not getting an entry on that cycle, so we're gonna try the next one. We have our mob cycle low, which is this candle right here. And let's kind of see how we react from this. So we broke above that cycle level. Now I want to retest it here for my entry and then take it to at least a 1 to 3, which is about right there. So it tags us in right here for that mob cycle low entry. And from there, just runs to your TP. Pretty simple, pretty easy. It's like a 1 to 3, or no, I guess it went more than 1 to 3. But 1 to 3 is when you started getting the wicks, which would have been perfect. So that's that on Thursday. Now let's move on to Friday, last day of the week. And I just want y'all to realize how simple mob cycles are. Like it doesn't, yes, there's other ways, and yes, there's some ways that I like if I'm trading at 8:30, I don't like using mob cycles. I like using retracements, fibs, that whole thing. But if I'm just gonna trade at 9, which I do recommend, especially if you're struggling, just pick at 9 o'clock. It's easy. Trade at 9, wait for these cycles to happen, and when they happen, just take advantage of them. That's really all you got to do. But on to the next one, last one. So this is Friday. Actually, a pretty frustrating day. I lost on this day, but kind of review it, see what I could have done differently. So I had my mob cycle low right here. That if we broke below, I wanted to retest to sell. So cool. Mob cycle low. Now what I want to see us do is the market retrace back into our area and come back down to keep on selling. Right? So boom. Market's doing what it does. Market's never coming back. It eventually starts to head back that way. Stop loss was here. And we get tagged in and immediately stopped out. Now, getting immediately stopped out where we got tagged in right here, the next thing you should do is 10 o'clock. The next cycle starts in 30 minutes. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Don't do nothing else. Just wait. So we can delete this cycle level. And the reason I say wait is because look, now we have this cycle high. So what's going to happen? Let's say we did miss the original sell entry because we got stopped out. we want to keep selling, we'll get one of these and we can start selling. So it's never too late. There's always another cycle, right? So market comes into our level, it breaks below. So you wanted to take another sell right here that makes sense. And then you would eventually get stopped out pretty quickly. So now you're on 2 losses of the day, one last trade. So all you got after this, right? Break above that cycle high right there. And from here, it's like, okay, win or lose, this is what I'm choosing. Um, this is what I'm trading, right? So you break above, get the retest to get in the trade. And honestly, this is where strategy comes and you can play how you want to play it. If I hit a 1 to 3, my TP is right here on this trade. But also, I noticed another cycle has started. So let's just look at this right here. Uh, yeah. So if I want to enter off of this cycle, my 1 to 3 comes a lot quicker. So what I could do, right, is exit my profit here. Let's say I made a let's say I noticed this and it's right here. So I made a 1 to 1. Cool. Got my risk back. Now I'm only down one trade. Got a 1 to 1 on that. And now I want to play with this cycle level. And honestly, I would cover just a little bit more since it's so small. And my TP would still be shorter than my original 1 to 3. Did we break above? Yeah, we did break above. So this retest right here is the entry. Yeah, we broke above there. So this would be the entry right there. And you'll see that we kind of just, what we doing? What we doing? Let me exit. Okay, cool. So boom, we hit our 1 to 3 like that. Did it ever hit the final 1 to 3 from the first original entry? So both entries hit the 1 to 3. But this one happened a little bit quicker. So I really ended up getting a 1 to 4 because on here, or I would have got a 1 to 4. I didn't take this trade, but I would have got a 1 to 4 because on here, if you have an area this big, your cycle ends and you're in profit and you have another cycle headed towards your direction, just get out the trade and use the new cycle because your stop losses, I mean, not your stop loss, your TP is going to happen way quicker. And the quicker the TP, the easier it is to hold. Um, but yeah, so this week, actually, looking back, if you just use 90-minute cycles starting at 9 o'clock, forget about 8:30, right? 8:30 is cool and all. 8:30, we love getting that early entry whenever the market goes one direction the entire day. But sometimes you don't have to catch everything. Sometimes it's just about catching your simple 1 to 3, going on about your day, whether you have a job, whether you want to go on a walk, whatever it is, and just kind of chilling. Like trading should be something that is not stressful, and it's way more stressful when you're constantly adjusting things on the fly. With this one, I don't even have to look at the chart till 8:55. If I don't get on till 8:55, I'm gonna say, okay, cool. Where's my levels at? Break and retest. That is literally it. So now I want to leave open, or I want to leave it open to Q&As. Um, any questions anybody might have had, or struggles, confusions, anything. Let me check the chat too. Make sure there's nothing in there.
So I don't have any questions. I'm just wait till 9, bro.
Just wait till
'Cause
9.
yeah, man, I was trying to get to 8:30, and sometimes it look good. Sometimes like it just starts wicking out of nowhere, and I just literally kept getting wicked out. I'm like, dang. So I'm gonna wait till 9.
Now I remember when you first started. I feel like within the first 2 3 months, not even that long, maybe the first 2 months, you were showing winning trades, and you
Yeah.
waited till 9. So I mean, I think that's a good idea. I think you understood that very well, and if you understand that, you can make money. There's just 8:30 is really just for the people who, let's say, you can't be on the charts at 9 or you can't be on the charts at 10:30, whatever it is. 8:30 is just another option for those.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, cool, cool. But yeah, the markets actually this week did not look bad at all, um, which was refreshing to see. Now, again, August on paper is my worst month every single year when I back tested. So cross your fingers what happens this month that we in right now. But I mean, last week did look pretty good. There was only really Friday was the only day that should have been possibly a losing day. But even then, if you would have kept trading and did your 3 trades, you would end up profitable on that day. Just on Fridays, I'm more likely not to do 3 trades on Fridays because I just want to end the week and just start the next one. Um, but cool. Did we have anybody do homework? Let me see. Let me check that. What was this week? Was the 23rd this week or last week? 23rd was that was last week. Or no, yeah, that was last week. That was last week. Yeah, no, that's there's nobody did any homework or sent anything in the homework chat, so there's nothing to go over on that one. But cool. Oh, got a little time. We can go over Asia real quick of the trades I was looking at. Saw. Um, go to Monday. We're gonna go to gold, and this is for anybody who like, let's say they only can trade after 5 p.m. This is what you're gonna like. So honestly, I've been looking at the easiest way to do this over the last few weeks. And what I've noticed is trading at 6 o'clock might just be the easiest um, because of the cycles. Now, for example, we have one thing I will say though is you might get stopped out. I mean, you always might get stopped out, but it's easy to get stopped out in these cycles because sometimes the best trade doesn't have till 7:30, whatever it may be. But 6 is a consistent baseline. If you don't know what time to stop trading because you didn't backtest that day or to start trading, you just use 6 o'clock, and most of the times you'll have some type of clear direction. So we have that cycle low. We come into it, we break above it, right? The retest is right here, and you aim for your 1 to 3, right? That one you break below, but once you break below, it kind of already showed you. Once you break below, you would have entered off of these sales right here, and you could put your stop loss here. But in a scenario like this, the reason why I would be skeptical of just keeping it there, or even if I get stopped out, if I see momentum back down, I would get back in, is because we have a clear high right here, high to low. Like our structure is clearly like this. So with seeing that and also seeing that we have a clear line of liquidity right here, like these equal highs just sitting there, the market breaking above that would make sense to me. Um, so seeing something like this, right? The way I would enter is once we broke above this. Let's say I got stopped out twice, right? Once we broke above this and we started headed back down, I would just get in at the 50%. And this is me predicting that, it's we had to take out liquidity before we have our drop or our sell back down. And Mondays you can typically hold pretty long, so you usually can hold this overnight. But I mean, if you get to a 1 to 10 at that point, you might just take your profit. That's a pretty good Monday. But Asia, again, if you see the move happening at 7, that's what I mean by sometimes you will get stopped out. But with Asia, it's literally Monday you can get 1 to 10s easily. On Wednesdays you can get pretty good RRs. I don't know about Tuesdays. I don't trade Tuesdays. Let's go to Wednesday, see how that worked. Um, and I did trade this Thursday night, which was new for me. But all right, Wednesday. Wait, why does it still say Monday? But this one says Wednesday. All right, cool. So same thing. This is what 55. We're gonna wait till about 6. Or no, did I trade Wednesday? I think I traded Thursday, not Wednesday. If I'm being honest. Uh, but let's see what Wednesday does. I don't know. So the same thing I would do would be using this cycle high. So you break above. My first entry would be the retest of this. Cool. Break below. But then we also, I mean, you got stopped out, but we also broke below. So then this would be my second entry. right? Stop loss above this. And looking at a higher time frame perspective, where could I possibly take this? I mean, we have a huge gap that was created, which would give you a 1 to 11. Um, Boom. So on here, let's say you got stopped out, right? Where am I at? Yeah, on this you would get stopped out. So let's say you have one more trade left. What time is this? The cycle about to end. It is. So I would use this right here. Let me see. See the new cycle level. I would want to see a retest of. Up, you might never get there. Times that's 10. Yeah, by this time you probably just stop trading if you don't get there. Um, which would be an unfortunate stop out. Where did it stop me out? Or how did it stop me out? Where was my level? My level, oh, okay. It was because it was this right here. Gotcha. Yeah, so this one just would have, hold on. What am I looking at? I caught this trade, but I'm saying, how did I catch this? I caught it right in here too. Why did I catch this? What was I looking at? What was I thinking about? That's exactly what it was. So this was the level that I got stopped out at right here. It wicked me out and then closed below it again. Um, and I felt like we were bearish. I just had a very bearish sentiment with this whole gap below. So whenever we retested this 50% of this level, the 30-minute cycle, this isn't the 90-minute, but this was the 30-minute. When it retested that, I was like, okay, I'll take this trade as my last trade because I've already been stopped out of two. It was low risk because what this is $35 a contract. So I'm like, if I just risk like $150, it's a nice amount of contracts for gold, and took it pretty far. I took it. That trade was overnight. Uh, Took it pretty far. But anyways, let me see. Did it go all the way down? Okay, it went to a 1 to 17, which is still crazy. Um, but yeah, gold. Long story short, typically you might get stopped out once, you might get stopped out twice. The third time would definitely be your last time. Um, and just using the 6 o'clock cycle typically will work. And again, you might get stopped out one way for it to go the opposite way, but that's just kind of a little some insight on gold. Now, the times I've sent in the chat of when to trade, those are still going to be the best times. But let's say you're somebody who just wants to get into the trade. If you're going to do that, I would wait till 6 o'clock or wait for that cycle to end or start at 6 o'clock. That way you can just kind of trade off of that. But that's just a little extra something. But yeah, that's everything I got. If nobody has any questions or anything, go ahead and give your day back. But if you got something, just let me know in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Talk to y'all.
All right, man.